There's some breaking news out of Fairview, Texas. I wish I had my green Fairview shirt on, but I don't. I got the news in my car. The residents of the Fairview United group have filed an appeal with the Fairview Zoning and Adjustment Board. This has to do with the conditional use permit that was passed at the town meeting back on April 29th. It was passed 5-2. Now, before I get into exactly what the appeal is, a little bit of a backstory. There was a question as to whether a supermajority might have been needed to pass that conditional use permit for the LDS temple. The town didn't think so when they voted, and so it was 5-2 and it was passed. However, there are several different circumstances that a supermajority vote would have been needed. One, of course, was the planning and zoning didn't recommend it. That didn't happen. They did recommend it. The other condition has to do with the residents themselves sort of saying no, a protest. Now, prior to that vote, the Fairview United residents had 5 of the 9 properties within 200 feet of the proposed temple submit letters saying, we don't like this, it's not a good idea. We say no. Now, the criteria is 20%, and this is based on land area, so how much property you own. Of course, the church owns a large portion of that land there where they're going to build the temple, so that gives them a little bit more weight in this fight. But what's interesting is that some houses from Allen were also calculated as having been in that 200 square foot radius. Now, the houses from Allen were never notified that this was going on, and legally, I don't think they can even really weigh in on Fairview town matters. So their vote was kind of automatically a non-no, diluting that 20%. So the town didn't think the residents achieved 20% of a negative vote toward this, and so they didn't think they needed a supermajority. Now, the residents of Fairview United say, that's not right. There's something strange there. So they have appealed to the Fairview Zoning and Adjustment Board to either overturn the vote on the conditional use permit to build the temple, saying it needed a supermajority. It did not actually pass. Or number 2, to have the whole circumstance of how they calculated that 200-foot radius reviewed by the Attorney General there in Texas. So this will be really interesting. I don't know what this means for the LDS Church and the temple and the conditional use permit, but the breaking news is that the Fairview United residents have filed an appeal to have this looked at by the Fairview Zoning and Adjustment Board. We will get more information out later as it becomes available, so stay tuned.